Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us for a few minutes with our Mount Juliet Chamber Coffee with a Candidate program. Excited to have with us Maurisa Pasick.
Pasick, yes, sir.
Pasick, she is offering up her services to represent the people of Zone 4, the Wilson County Board of Education. Early voting starts on May the 13th.
April 13th.
April, that's right. Day after tomorrow, I should know that. And we're going to spend a few minutes with Maurisa and try to get to know her a little bit better and what she wants to bring to the Board of Education. She is asking to be voted for Zone 4. Zone 4 is pretty much north of I-40, west of 109 towards the south, and maybe more like Mount Juliet Road at the northern end. And it goes no farther than Highway 70 all the way west to the Davidson County line. Pretty close?
Yep.
All right. Well, I will let you, if you would, maybe start out by telling us a little bit about you and your campaign and maybe what motivated you to seek this position. Good afternoon.
Nice. Well, thank you for having me and giving us a little bit of time to talk about ourselves, which I do promotions for a living, marketing, promotions, all of that stuff. And I'm so good at it. But when it comes to myself, I'm terrible. I'm just very terrible, but I will give it my my best college try. My name is Maurisa Pasick. I am 39 years old, resident of Wilson County. I've lived in Wilson County since 2013. I've lived in Tennessee since 2004. Tennessee was my home, obviously, because I work in the music business. I have a 13, actually he turned 14 yesterday or Saturday. So I have a 14-year-old boy. Noah goes to West Wilson Middle School. Obviously they're attending the Mount Juliet High School campus because we don't, have the West Wilson school up and running right now. And so he is in the drum line. We had competition all day Saturday, where I worked pretty much all day in the concession room, getting all the food out to the patrons, it's always fun. I love working concessions for the drum line. I've been really active in being a parent of a drum line. He's in it. I love that. I love the drum line. I love all of our schools programs, your drum lines, your FFAs, your, the sports, all of it, all of the programs are so fantastic. There's so much commitment to the teachers and the coaches and all of that stuff. And then being in the drum line, I've seen how committed the parents are. I mean, it just takes everybody and a village to make this happen. And that's really how I feel strongly about the school board. Is that it takes all of us. It's not just the 7 people that are sitting on the board. It's our community. It's everybody in the community. It's the taxpayers. It's the parents. It's the students. It's the teachers. Everybody should have a seat at that table. And how, we continue to operate and run the schools and how we can make them better where they are struggling and how we can continue to exceed where we excel. And so the reason that I'm choosing to run, which I did run in 2018, so I've been very active in paying attention to the schools for a while now. I'm choosing to run again because I'm everything combined. I'm a parent, I'm a taxpayer. My child goes to the school. I've been in the county for a while now. I've seen it, and I feel like it's just time that we come together the way that a community can come together. I think everybody has to have a voice. Everybody has to have a seat at the table. And I feel like the board, not that they don't. I mean, I know a lot of times it sounds like we're knocking the board and the people that have chosen in our campaign pitches that we're saying, oh my God, they're terrible. They've done everything wrong. That's not at all what we say. I understand the challenges, and I feel like that if we were to be able to create more of a forum, more of a parent student body, government to coincide with the school board. I feel that there's a way that we can really round out and make it all come together. Everybody feels like they have a voice. Everybody feels like they're being heard, and create, certain things based off of that. I'm choosing to run again. I want to say that I have all the answers, but I don't. I have a philosophy of how I feel that school should be. I know that it's not something that I can come in and go, okay, poof, it's perfect, and we're making it better. But I've seen how my child has excelled in the schools. I've seen how he's not. I do see ways that we can shift and make it a little bit better. And obviously I know that there are things that are working tremendously. And so I want to be an advocate, someone that cares, someone that's here to listen and has been invested for a really long time.
Very well said. Very passionate too, I might add. But thank you. I meant to mention at the beginning that not oftentimes this is an empty seat, so you're not running against an incumbent, which
Correct.
puts a little bit different spin on the election, oftentimes attracts different types of candidates. So you can be for something rather than maybe being against the way it was, if you will, because it's an open seat.
Yes.
You mentioned some of the things that are going good, and I'm glad you mentioned a lot of the clubs, because they're not going to all be band folks, FFA. They're not going to be all arts or sports or something. So there are a lot of people moving here for the teachers, the schools themselves, for that quality of life. What are some of the things that, when you mentioned a minute ago, that are already excellent, let's keep them excellent? What are a couple of three things that you think of as being exceptional in Wilson County schools today?
I mean, like I said, the programs are exceptional. We have, I think the band yes, I'm more familiar with the band programs because my son is in it. But I think that those programs, across all our schools, I've seen them all. They're all exceptional. I feel like the band, obviously, I see FFA. I mean, you see the way that they encourage children and these students to be so proactive in self-sustenance and in all of that stuff. And I love that. There was a post on Hit Mount Juliet a couple weeks ago of an FFA student at Green Hill High that wanted to start a hydroponic greenhouse type thing, and was looking for donations. And I reached out to him and was just like, oh my God, I'm so excited about this. How can I help? I love how all of these programs foster the arts. They have these art fairs. They have these, and I think, and in sports, I mean, I love sports. I love competition, and sports are awesome. And I think our sports are super, supported. The drum line plays at the football games, and I go to the football games, and they're packed. And so I think we definitely support our children in fostering what they love, and being able to use that to excel, and it gives them such confidence. It gives them, and the ability to free think and move forward. And so, okay, we have an FFA. Now I want to start this. Okay. We're, the drum line is doing all kinds of competitions, and they get to, experience things like they're going to the world competition next week, and it's in Dayton, and they're playing at a college, university coliseum, and it's huge and it's exciting. And I think that we get, all of our programs really are great at showing our children the bright future that there is. I hope that answers your question.
No, it's a great answer. We're people that can, if there's a program that they enjoy and they can get passionate about it, as a parent, that's one less thing that will help, one more thing that can help keep them from succumbing to the bad things out there, or too much idle time. So the more of those things and the broader you can have your programs.
Yeah. The one thing that and when you talk about these programs, and I don't mean to interrupt or anything, but when you talk about these programs, the one thing that I've noticed that is something that I really would like to tackle a little bit as much as I can, and I would do this whether I win or not. So please know that I am very passionate about the ability, the figuring out ways that we can fund these programs without the tremendous need of fundraising. um there's, the dues and the fees and stuff that are involved in this. There might be children that feel like they can't participate, maybe because they can't afford to, and or maybe there are parents that just, it's either work and help my child with homework or fundraise. You know what I mean? We do inhibit a little bit, and I'd really like to figure out ways to make it so that way we can create scholarship programs within our county for these programs alone, not necessarily, but so that way every child can participate regardless of means, status, etc.
It's as somebody who can't go in and out of Lowe's without somebody asking for a donation for wrapping paper, popcorn, peanuts, whatever it is. I see them the same as everybody else out there raising, pennies on the dollar of what it's going to take. And I think everybody would agree that that would be an awesome accomplishment. We may know about the kids that say, I can't do it because I can't afford it or this or that. But what about the kids that just quietly go away and don't say anything because they don't want to say they can't afford it? And,
Right. Or they don't even know that the opportunity, that there will be, options, even, maybe they don't even know that there's like fundraising, options or et cetera, that kind of stuff. So I feel like I love the programs, and I want so many more and so many more kids in them, because I think they're fantastic. I've watched my son, grow so much in it. And I just feel like, it's a really great outreach to many children.
I agree. We see on Sundays the cars that are on the racetrack that have all kinds of logos. People are paying them money. We had people walking up and down the golf course this weekend. Everybody, millions of eyes glued to that with logos on shirts. And surely there are people in our community amongst us that are passionate about some of those programs, that maybe there's an opportunity for people who have been there, done it, and been successful, willing to give back. So don't know what the end result will be, but keep trying, because that's a worthy cause right there. So and maybe they only do it for one season. Maybe they just do it enough to know that, oh, that's not for me, I don't want to do it. But the more experiences we can give our kids, the better off they'll be.
100%.
I think everybody would agree with that. Why don't we kind of wrap up a little bit, and maybe you can finish with reminding people why you're the best candidate for this position. Be sure to thank your supporters and ask for their vote.
Yeah. I mean, I think that when you look at who you're going to vote for, I think that it's remembering. There's just a couple of things. Just, I think, remembering that I'm a really down to earth, just a real person. I'm just kind of what you see is what you get. I don't sugarcoat, and I don't I work in marketing and promotion, so I know how to fluff things up, and that's just not me at all. But I do appreciate those that have reached out, and I appreciate everybody that's voting, regardless of who you vote for. I appreciate that. I would definitely appreciate it if you voted for me, Maurisa Pasick, because I believe that I am all of you. I am a mom. I am a stakeholder. My son is in the schools. I'm invested, and I've been a part of this community, and I've been and I feel like I'm just willing to serve. And I think that that's what we need, is somebody who's really willing to serve and listen, and get these round table conversations. I really want to you get so much more accomplished when you actually see a person and hear their words than anything written, or obviously social media, et cetera, and all of that stuff. So, and I'm always here. I'm around. I mean, you'll always catch me at a drumline competition, but I love our schools. I love, supporting. I run a Wilson County parents page, and I'm always feeding in information to get out to the parents. So I've been really invested, really have.
Easy to get a hold of you, very easily accessible, and we've got a couple of weeks before the election day. So thank you for sharing some of your time today, so that folks that watch this maybe have a little bit better idea who you are, how to reach you if they want to. And
Thank you very much for doing this. This was, I mean, I know you didn't get down to like the hard, like dirty questions. And I'm not afraid of those. But I appreciated this because I feel like you guys, you're allowing people to like see me, like just get to know me and know that like I'm a real person.
But there's plenty of places other than the chamber where you can go out and have an argument or whatever. But it's about getting to know the person, and when you know a little bit about somebody, or the communication's a little better, you get a little bit closer to solving the problems, and we're going to have challenges on down the road that we don't even know about today. So I think it has to start with relationships. We're happy to provide an opportunity for people to get to meet their
That's the hardest part about campaigning, is the challenges are yet to come, and everybody wants to know what your plan is, and you're kind of like, I mean, I have a vision, but I don't know what, I'm going to be faced in, August, September, or, if when I get voted in. And so that's like been the hardest thing, is like, I can tell you exactly what I think and exactly how I feel, but that might not be the problem that we have to face, or, my opinion might not be what I need, in order to face an upcoming problem. So I'm glad that you said that, because that is the biggest challenge of campaigning. Is everybody wants to know what you're going to do. There's 7 of us. I
wasn't in the military, but I watch enough movies to know that you can have a perfect plan and everything goes according to plan until the first battle. Then you have the plan.
Yep.
Maurisa, thank you for your time. It's good to spend some time with you.
Good
luck in the campaign.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for volunteering your time to serve.
Thank you so much.
Have a good rest of the afternoon. Bye.
You too.